50.
380.
Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
So don't say nothing.
Watch the shift. Watch the shift.
Here's Rashad Penny, first carry for the former San Diego State Aztec. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
14.
Wilson leaves this one with Penny. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
No gain on the play. Leads to 3rd and 11.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11.
Right there.
54
Mike.
Still got 4 down.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he'll have it past me.
Good for a Seahawks. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Just heavy on.
12.
Check 37.
Hey, alert.
Slam.
Echo.
From the gun, it's Wilson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Gary Jennings, 41 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Jason Myers now for the extra point. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This will be fielded at the 6. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
54.
Watch the run.
Now the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Darnold, and they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. So a first-quarter fumble in the rain, and this isn't supposed to let up. They've had flash flood warnings just west of here, so they better get used to this.
And it's hard to do real early in the game because you're so amped up and you're trying to do so much. You've got to get used to it, though. You've got to focus in on the ball, make sure you're taking care of it. That one cost them.
Alert. Check.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. That's complete to Disley, the tight end.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
On second down, here's Penny. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Hey, watch Sam. Check.
Gun.
Mike, 54.
Let's go. Let's get this right.
On third down, Wilson. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line.
Nice pick.
And, Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon, so that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Darnold. That's complete. It's Bell. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the back.
Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Michael Kendricks able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the shotgun, it's a give to Bell. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run. Now as we look down, it appears we've got a jet shaken up on the play. Boy, not what you want to see in quarter 1 of the new year. We'll be back. And with a 3rd and 14, we have 6 defensive backs out there now defensively.
We own them.
Darnold off the play fake to Bell. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know it's coach is screaming. Just hang on to the ball, man.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Watch the safety creep.
19.
Hey, watch the edge, watch the edge.
Check 9.
They'll toss it to Penny. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Mike, 280.
57's Mike.
There.
Is a loss. We taking wins home.
They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. And that will be incomplete. There is no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this first quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you've got your best people in the area to try and take that away.
And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. That's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
All day.
Darnold from the gun. He's going to find his tight end. That's Chris Herndon. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
We want it. Come to red 80.
Mike 50.
The shotgun snap for Darnold.
Any day.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however, and let's see what that's about.
Let's go, baby.
So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
Darnold on target to Enunwa. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The end result, 21 yards. 6-0 our score after 1. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw is Darnold. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done.
And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
When you spend your first-round pick on a pass rusher, you are absolutely counting on him to be an impact player. And there you go. Right away, he gets to the quarterback.
And guess what? Likely the first of many that we're going to see from that young man. Now, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Here's Wilson to throw. They set up the screen to Penny. The ball comes out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Third and 11. And some extra depth in the secondary here. They're in the dime.
Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4. Oh, get him, get him, get him.
Hey, watch Sam. Check Mike 54.
Front it.
Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that.
Alert.
Check three.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Tight end right. 3 down.
Bang out.
Here we go, D, get off the field. 57's the Mike, watch 57.
No chance. 57's the Mike.
We look for signals. Still guys, 4 down.
Kill.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Able to shake him off, and he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Sacked there by Avery Williamson, the linebacker.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half. And if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
There we go.
Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Shift.
Team spill.
Ready.
Kill.
Lady.
Back to throw, Darnold. He's going to loft one, deep left side here. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Good job right there. Gun.
Motion the out.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Looking deep for Jennings. And almost intercepted. It would have been his 2nd pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
Incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Throwing is Wilson.
Now, this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line, and after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. They knew they were going to have great field position, went all out, got a little too aggressive.
And you have to understand your angles. They're cut down when they're that backed up. You've got to be careful going after him.
Now it's Penny running right. Oh, good move. He's got a first down and more past the 30. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Rashad Penny, 85 yards. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first layer, and then he was gone.
I think they won the leverage game, didn't they?
Yes.
Right? They saw the blitz coming. They got to him a little bit, but they leveraged.
And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. And he gets in. Well, no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Jets take over.
Let's go, fellas.
At their own 25-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start the next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Darnold. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Antoine Woods busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack.
Hang with us. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight.
3rd and long, it's Darnold. And he's going to go down again. Michael Kendricks bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10.
Hey! 57's the mic. Watch 57. Watch the pass. Orbit.
57's the mic. 57's the mic.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. Jennings was the one he was looking for. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Strong right. Strong.
Darnold now to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find his tight end, Chris Herndon, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. Game clock at 2:01. Time for one final play before the 2-minute warning. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. And we remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll hand things off to the coach, Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have a look back at a very intriguing opening weekend in the NFL. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
57. Mike, 57. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Now it's Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Avery Williamson. Able to run him down for a 15-yard loss, and it will be 4th down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin him back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And they're going to sack him yet again. The pass rush has been relentless. This time, it yields a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender.
Oh.
To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. So that'll back them up 5.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up.
Gun.
Zoom.
Gun.
Mike, 57. Ready? 57's Mike. Mike, 57. Yo.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long.
57's a Mike. 57's a Mike.
Now it's Wilson.
Let's go.
He's going to air one out. And incomplete. A disappointing drop there defensively by the rookie. And now 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon. He's been terrific so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Now, a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Anunwa, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Here we go, set.
50, Mike, 50.
And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 39-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Still got 4 down, 4 down.
SOS.
Now Wilson. And that's caught inside the 30. Oh, and the big play's going to get even bigger as penalty flags are down, and I believe they're going to get a face mask penalty tacked on. And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. After the penalty, it's Penny. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Mike 57.
Bang out, bang out, bang, bang.
36.
Yeah, 12. One left.
On 3rd down, Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett there to make the grab. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was the super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Play action. It's Darnold. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Alert 3.
Darnold on 1st down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Jamison Crowder there, but it's going to be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 4th down. And Catanzero's kick is right through. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
At their own 13-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football.
And got his man complete. And DP goes into Jets territory before being taken down. It's a big play there for Seattle. 67 yards. So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And fortunately for him, he's able to get it back, but it will be a loss on the play.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it. And somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
Green 80. 57's the mic. Good. Watch the twist.
Good cut.
Now Rashad Penny. He'll get 2 yards back, but it's going to leave him with a long 3rd and 13.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Marcus May with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Here we go.
To Montgomery to begin the drive. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here's Mostert. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Let's get it.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down.
Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist.
80 weapon.
25, check 25, check 25. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. We got double up, double up.
Shift.
Here's Darnold. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Michael Kendricks. Make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game. Here's Lachlan Edwards now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, pick your game.
On the run, it's Penny. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Double dog. That's the way.
At the 36-yard
Mike's 54.
line.
Mike's 54.
To throw is Wilson. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. Wilson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Gotta go, in and out. Let's go. Punch left.
Mike's 5'4", Mike's 5'4".
From the gun, it's Wilson. Checks off the sack. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Ja'Kai Polite in there to get him. And that is the 6th time that they have sacked him tonight. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Check, watch 54, watch 54.
Wilson.
I'm coming after you.
That is caught inside the 5. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. The extra point now coming from Myers. And it's no good on the PAT. So they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is taken at his 4. Accelerating, and off he goes. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Call that a 96-yard house call on the kick return. And the Jets are able to close the gap just a bit. Such an electric play, so much fun to watch, and you need all 11 guys in sync for that to be successful, don't you?
Without a doubt. That's teamwork, to be able to put it all together. But that play is really probably the most exciting 10 seconds in football.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Hey, alert. Good guys, 4 down.
57. Rabbit. 57's a Mike. 57's a Mike.
Now Wilson on 1st down. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards, the final tally.
Good place. Flying 90.
Let's go.
Mike's 57. 57's Mike.
Watch the boot. 57's the Mike. 57's the Mike. Army.
Now Wilson. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Looking deep for Jennings. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Despite the lead here in the fourth, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles. It certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Wilson. His throw caught at about the 5. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal.
Check 50. Under 10.
They'll toss it out to Carson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll make it second and goal.
Left pass.
They'll run this with Homer. And a very similar result again. The Jets defense once more stopping him behind the line.
I know you feel that.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got it third and goal here as they try to finish off their victory.
Go. 54.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
Now Wilson. From the gun, he'll throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
That's a tough one there defensively because look at the stops they got on first and second down, and it's first and second and goal. And then on third down, they cover the receivers, but they leave an alley open for him to find, and he does. That is frustrating. You do almost everything right, and he still ends up in the end zone.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball. And that way, you often control the game.
The Jets on third down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. There he goes left side. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown.
We got 6 all day.
Now Myers for the extra point. Now, these have been no picnic for him so far. He's missed 2, but this one is good. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at his 4. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
Let's go.
Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach? Oh, it springs free. Montgomery loses it. Or call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Come on here, come get some. Here we go.
And this is the 10th carry for Ty Montgomery. Better ball security, but not much else to show for it. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Mike 5-4. Mike 5-4.
Come on, D.
And they take a knee.
Darnold on the keeper.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down. Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
Here we go, D. All day. Defense all day. All day.
Red 80.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50. In your face.
Let's spread out a little bit.
So the victory here for Seattle. And partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, you know, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason, and now I'm listening to you. So for the Seahawks, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.